Executive Director of the Texas Public Policy Foundation. Great to have you, sir. Based upon that absolutely wild video, isn't it abundantly clear to you the message from this White House is still, come on over, make that very dangerous journey to our border?
Absolutely. Good morning, Todd. Ashley, with Biden's open borders policies, it's an invitation for more of this lawlessness to happen. That while illegal immigrants and especially the cartels know that those coming into this country illegally get to stay, all that's going to happen is to incentivize more of this kind of contact as everyone tries to get in to be before the policies change.
If the president doesn't shut the border down right now, I'm saying today, are we just going to continue to see problems like this and chaos like this unfold at the border and more frequently?
We will, and it's more than just a physical barrier to prevent people from coming into this country illegally. The Biden administration has to change the policies that it's been operating. Just creating legal ways for people to come into this country illegally still only incentivizes it. But we have to turn off the magnet. We have to make it clear that if you come into the United States illegally, you do not get to stay. And when they do that, as was proven successful under the Trump administration, you're going to see a dramatic decrease in illegal immigration because it's not going to be worth it for people to pay the coyotes and cartels tens of thousands of dollars to come if they don't get to stay.
On the one hand, this administration has encouraged migrants to make this journey. On the other hand, they're talking about family detention again, going back to previous policies. So what is the end game here with these hypocritical and inconsistent policies?
Well, the end game is the 2024 election, with the Biden administration being very aware of the political realities and the negative opinion about the Biden border crisis. And in its desperation to be looking at the upcoming election, they're re-implementing these kind of policies that actually work in controlling illegal immigration. So you have deafening silence from the left on the return to these policies. But I think the Biden administration is showing that if everything else that it's doing has failed, it's needing to work back to actual enforcement to try to get control of the situation for its own political sake.
Robert, what about the strain this is putting on Border Patrol? Because we already know that they're overwhelmed down there, but in this type of situation in particular, when they're having to put up physical barriers, people got in. So going forward, what can CBP do to really protect themselves and the border? Because it looks like it's just a lost cause. I mean, you see it's complete chaos.
Well, and that's a great question. And it's even more strain for the men and women, the brave men and women of Border Patrol that are there still on the front line, keeping in mind that this administration has pulled most of the Border Patrol agents off of the actual border, instead has moved them to processing illegal immigrants. So we have less men and women holding that line because their colleagues have been pulled off to other assignments. And that just makes it more dangerous for the Border Patrol agents that are still left there to defend our national border and to do the job that they were instructed to do. So more agents doesn't always mean more border security, because this administration is just making them process illegal immigrants faster instead of keeping them out in the first place.
And then moving air marshals to the border. All of it is just absolutely insane. Another area of hypocrisy from this White House on full display is with the Willow Oil project. President Biden expected to approve this Alaska project today, but he also just announced an indefinite ban on future drilling leases on 16 million acres of land and water in the state. Biden obviously trying to play both sides of the fence on this because, as you alluded to, there's an election 20 months from now. Is anyone on either side really buying this, though, Robert?
Well, it's more politics from the Biden administration. When President Biden at the State of the Union said, we're going to need oil and gas for a long time, I think he was talking about his own political reality. But don't take this as a change of heart from the White House in terms of a change of energy policy. ConocoPhillips has had the leasing rights to this area since 1999, and the Biden administration must have known that they were on weak legal footing to deny ConocoPhillips the ability to develop this area. But at the same time, as you mentioned, the Biden administration yesterday announced that they are prohibiting all oil and gas exploration in the Arctic Ocean area. So really what today shows us is more anti-energy, anti-American oil and gas policies from the Biden administration under the smoke screen of the Willow Project deal that they really didn't have any choice to deny in the first place.
Should Americans be concerned about this, that Biden is more or less trying to appeal to the far left and he's approving this Willow oil project, but at the same time, he's cutting the option for millions of acres of other drilling? I mean, what's this going to do for the future, really the near future for oil and gas and the economy?
It's going to make it more expensive. Yesterday, the national average for gas price at the pump was $3.47. Americans are fatigued at paying over $3 a gallon every time they go to fill up their cars. And these kind of policies like banning oil and gas in the Arctic Ocean, like the anti-oil and gas rules that are coming out of the EPA, like the methane rule, all those are going to do is disincentivize further oil and gas exploration and make energy more expensive to produce, which is going to continue to put this burden on American families and the American workers. So more pain coming down the road with the Biden administration continuing its anti-energy trajectory.
Great insight on both of these topics. Robert Henneke, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
To the Oscars.